is one of the top suppliers of timber mat products for the construction industry in North America. Our new and used timber mats, hardwood access mats, timber crane mats, and swamp mats provide support and stability for any project.
Northeast Texas Storm Chasers is a small group made up of 5 chasers throughout the Northeast Texas region. Cover any and all severe weather events that affect their area, no matter if they are out in the field or behind a phone on the couch. You can guarantee that this group keep you and your family safe and prepared for all modes of severe weather. For more info and or questions, please visit their Facebook page, Northeast Texas Storm Changers, and be sure to click that like button. Thank you for supporting our podcast.
Welcome back to CRL Podcast. I'm your host, Heath, alongside my three flashes. I didn't stutter this time.
Right. That was a good one. All right.
I didn't stutter. Let's go.
We are live. Yeah. Here we go.
Flash, today, guess what?
What?
We have not 1, not 2,
Uh-huh.
not 4, 3
Uh-huh.
guests.
Uh-huh.
All of them are badass drivers. We've had one on the show before.
Yep.
If the listen to podcast called Pit Stop, he was on that episode alongside Nixium. But we have arguably the fastest guy in Heat. That's not in Pro League. The second fastest guy that's not in Pro League, and the third fastest guy that's not in Pro League.
Now, tell me which one that is in order then.
X25 is first.
Okay.
I
didn't know you were actually going to do it.
Target and Lagunge are tied for second. Because I've only seen Target beat X once, so I've never seen him. I've never seen Lagunge race Target, X, or Lagunge. Who wants to go first?
Well, you guys are the one asking the questions, so you tell us.
Rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins gets to go first.
Go
Go ahead, I'll take it.
I was gonna say let's start with Target, because he pulled in
Target
these
was
other two to get it. Yep. So.
Yep. Target was
Target.
I actually asked Target Monday night or whatever. I think it was Monday night, and he said, "No, I'll do one better. I'll get X in here." Lagunge was surprised. That was like last minute thing. But thank you, buddy, for being on the podcast tonight. Welcome, as always.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
It's been a long time coming, for sure.
And
scheduling conflicts was not our best friend.
Yeah.
For a while.
If either of you
so.
want to jump in during this, that's cool too. We're just.
Oh hell, we can interview all at the same damn time.
Yeah, we're not really keeping
honestly.
it to only one at a time, but.
I mean, really. I mean, me, X, Lagunge, we're all on the same page here. I mean,
yeah.
So whatever you guys got to say, we'll have an answer for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna go down to all. Lagunge, I'm sorry, this question will not pertain to you because we've already asked you this question before, I think. But what was the first game that you and X started on, like racing wise? Like one, like not league racing, well, league racing, and then the first racing game you started on.
This one right here, NASCAR Heat 5.
Okay, I feel like that's a lie because you're too damn good to. I don't know. It's probably not a lie, but that's surprising that you're that fucking fast.
How?
I mean, do you have a different answer there, X?
I do. Actually, my first was Grid.
Okay.
With me?
Grid. The racing game Grid. Wasn't NASCAR. It was actually Grid.
I don't know what he's talking about, but...
I
Oh, you talking
about
about when I met Target or
No,
like
like
my first racing
like
game. Really.
Your first racing game, you like first racing, not league wise, and then first league wise.
Okay. Well, first racing game I would say it was Gran Turismo on PlayStation. I played the hell out of that. On Xbox, it was Grid. The racing game Grid. That's all they call it. I mean, later they called the next game Grid Autosport. I liked the first Grid first.
First Grid was the best.
Yeah, so I mean, I love that game. I played the hell out of it.
Touring cars.
Yep, touring cars. Yep. And I think first league stuff was obviously NASCAR. I got into NASCAR really heavily in NASCAR 14, I think it was. Was racing a lot there. Never really knew this underground racing league was around until I would say a little over a year and a half now. That's when I got into it. I started at my first league was at VLR racing, and then went from went to 3 wide. The guys welcomed me there, and been sky's the limit ever since.
Now, let me stop you there, X, because I want to know what the actual question was that you started with before you started talking. Because what I thought was they were asking us when you and I first met.
Oh, well, we first met obviously here in 3 wide.
Oh,
in
no. I was asking what was your first racing game?
Yeah, first racing game.
And then, like, the first league racing, like, first racing game you were in a league in. So not Project Cars 2, or that.
Well,
I've
never been on Project Cars at all. I've been, for me
game?
Personally, it's been, predominantly, NASCAR heat for myself. I never did the grid game like he's talking about, or that other one. But I think it was, for me personally, I went to a GameStop and wanted to get Forza Horizon 4, I think it was. And then I seen the wheel sitting up on the rafters right there. I'm like, man, that'd be good to go with this game, right? So I got Forza and I got that wheel. And then when I went to go out there and go ahead and pay for it, and they said, well, you have enough credits for another game. I said, really? All right. So I got the wheel in my hand, which was the Ferrari 485 or whatever it is. And I'm looking, and I think it was Heat Evolution 2, whichever one had Carl Edwards on it. And I'm like, all right, I'll have to go ahead and take this one. Yeah, the first one. So that's pretty much my history with it. And when we got on there, the first guy I ever met getting on there was Smoking Joe. So it was Smoking Joe, and then Rock NASCAR, obviously, back in those days, doing nothing but super speedways. And did that stuff for many, many years. And then, the sky was the limit at that point. Really didn't have any intentions of getting outside of Daytona and Talladega until we got into 3-wide. But yeah, I mean, as far as the history going on in these games, it's not been that long for me at all.
That's crazy because you're bad fast. I think mine was Heat 3 was the first league technically, but you're still younger than Flash's racing. You're 10th better than Flash ever will be. So, because Flash started on NASCAR 09.
Yes.
And look how trash he is at the game. Oh.
Always call.
Nah, Flash ain't trash. Come on now. I mean, everybody has flashes of brilliance somewhere, right?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mainly Blaze. Blaze is the one I was mainly trying to refer to. I think he's been racing since NASCAR, probably 1974, because that's the older motherfucker is.
I knew
But-
Blaze. I used to race with Blaze in NASCAR 14, so.
Oh, so that motherfucker's old as shit.
Blaze has told me before he played 98, so that's
That's before I was born.
that technically was my first NASCAR game too, but that was when I was basically, I was out of diapers, but barely. I was
Yeah,
I think
see,
3
back in
or
98, when you say 98, I'm thinking about, 98, I was 17, so I was probably sitting somewhere in the woods fucking smoking on the devil's lettuce and having fun, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't even thinking about NASCAR back then.
I was a fan back
Sounds
then
like
of
good
NASCAR from I think 94 and up, but I really never got into the whole racing or anything like that. I was more into the first person shooters, sports games and stuff like that. I remember playing Halo back in the day too, the first
Which
Halo
one?
game.
About
The first
to say,
one.
if you didn't play Halo 1, you're not a true gamer.
So, I played a lot of that, a lot of Madden since
Hell yeah.
1992, man.
So you put me
You
in that
guys don't even
category
want to
heathen.
talk about Madden. I'm telling you.
What happened? What happened? The gun?
I think that was
I've never played the first Halo. I'll admit it.
Did you play any Halo?
I have never played any Halo
I
in
didn't-
my life. I'm telling you that
I
right now,
didn't-
personally.
I didn't play until Halo 2,
Okay,
Sorry.
at least you played a Halo.
which I thought Halo 2
I
was
used
really
to.
good.
We used to do the system link and have 2 systems, 4 guys on each control on each Xbox.
Console.
On each console and in separate rooms, and we used to play like team deathmatch. So it was always the thing. Why you screen watching?
Oh
So
yeah,
we
I
always,
remember those days.
we had to go to system links and go to separate, rooms and stuff like that. And I used to love when we did that, man. Playing with the
that's-
sniper rifles, not knowing
That's
where
the good
anybody
old
is.
days of gaming, right
Good
there.
old screen peeking.
Yep.
Fucking screen peeking.
Yeah,
bro.
me personally, I never got into that. You know, I dabbled in a little bit of COD here and there over the last couple of years, but I pretty much stuck to, competitive sports stuff. It's either before racing for me, it was always Madden. It was always Madden, and then before that, and just in the PlayStation days, it was baseball, and that was it. Sports was my thing. You want to play some Madden? I'm gonna give you a hard fight, and you're probably
Bet.
gonna lose.
Let me right now.
I was actually just about to mention that because he is really good at Madden.
Who?
The guy
Me,
was just
me, bro.
Target.
I'm telling you.
You play Ultimate Team?
No
Damn.
franchise mode most of the time, but even just straight up heads up match. You pick a team, I'll pick a team. We'll go out there and see who wins. But
Well, I'm
you're
a
probably
Chiefs
gonna
fan,
lose.
so I'm gonna play.
Well,
obviously the Chiefs.
I'm in Missouri, brother.
See,
I'm
gonna
just
come
on
to your
the
house.
opposite side of the state.
See, I'm just gonna come to your house and we're gonna go to the Chiefs game.
Bet that. Let's do it.
One of these
But,
days.
but anyway, let's get back to your talk here about NASCAR.
Lagunj, did we ask you that question last time you were in the podcast? Because I don't know when we actually started asking questions, like legitimate questions. It was
I
just
think
fucking
you did,
freestyling back
yes.
then.
I do
Oh,
remember
so you were-
that question.
I think you were the first one actually that we actually asked legitimate questions to, because we were just freestyling
Oh, cool.
the fuck out of it. I think we were freestyling the fuck out of it before, and then also this podcast you can say whatever the fuck you want. There's no you can curse. That doesn't.
the seriousness came with me. Like
I'm
starting-
gonna stop you guys right there real quick because I was listening to that podcast live while it happened, and you were asking him some questions to where he couldn't really answer it to where we're at now
Mhm.
with EMA. So
Mhm.
you
know, that's
he's
a
just
good
like, well,
point.
Yeah,
So let's get to that.
we asked. Yeah, because I remember last time we were in this podcast, we asked you what's next for Mr. Lagunj, and you said you cannot say right now, but you said it's big. You didn't say what.
Oh
You-
yeah, I think
you
you did
even-
say that.
You
Yeah.
even refused to give me a fucking hint off the podcast. Like, you didn't tell me shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro,
because
I thought we were cool. And then he's like, nah, man, can't give no spoilers. I'm like, all right, bet. I was like, well, whenever that happens, I want to get back on the podcast. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together about, when EMA started up. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I was like, because I know I'm in the chat, but I didn't put together that's what Lagunj was talking about like 4 months ago at this point. So, because we started the shit in March, believe it or not. Well, February actually. It was right after Daytona, before Daytona, during the Clash. And that's when we started this thing. And you were on the episode, 6 or 7, Lagunj?
Yeah, I think 6.
You were early, because you were right after Rock, I think, because Rock was 5. And,
Yep.
which was hard to top. That's still the hardest thing to beat is a Rock NASCAR interview. That's the hardest thing anybody could beat. You definitely gave it all you had, actually.
Oh, that was a great
But yeah.
podcast with Lagunj.
Oh yeah, it was definitely fun. It was long as fuck, but it was fun.
Yeah,
I
'cause you
remember
had
we
Nixie on the
started-
podcast too, so.
Yeah, I remember we started a little bit late because that's when we used to run Xfinity races on Friday nights and not truck races. So we'd still be racing at this point in time, normally, on a Friday night.
Right.
I think you fell asleep the first time we tried to get you on.
Yes, you are right.
Because you're supposed
About
to be
that
on with Turner, I think, actually. Because it was supposed to be you and Turner, and then Rock hopped in, and then, like, okay, set it up for the week after. Don't fucking fall asleep.
Yep.
I think all y'all were actually watched by stream that night, and I'm like, all right, come on, like, let's go, time to kidnap you for a little bit.
Yeah,
but nah,
I swear that the night I fell asleep, I think you messaged me like 3 times, and then I woke
Yeah.
up and it was like already morning. I'm like, oh shoot, I missed it.
I invited you like 50 times. I was gonna message you on Facebook, but I didn't have you at that time. Because I actually got you in the PSCX, actually. That night, you joined right after, and then kicked everybody's fucking ass and won, so.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that because Blaze was like, "Oh, here comes another driver that's gonna get humbled," and we're sitting there telling him like, "You ain't humbled in fucking Lagunge.
Ain't
I'm
no
telling
way.
you that right now."
He fucking kicked my ass over in CRL in the truck series. Like, on Preset, they kicked my ass.
Yeah,
Like-
he even said to me that it was a bad idea inviting me to the PSCS
It
because
definitely was.
Putting me there-
Because I had
putting
no
me
chance
there
anymore
had-
after that.
Oh, wait, guys, before we go any further, I mean, I see
Explain
where our
EMA.
points here is, but wait, hold on. But I'm just saying, as far as PSES is concerned, we appreciate those guys. Sammy, Duchef, Blaze did everything he could. He's still doing everything he can to keep that league running right now, and it just. It's the administration over there just kind of foiled over. It's not our fault. It's not his fault. And I mean, somewhere in there, it's somewhere in there where, I mean, it got to the point where it was just basically me and X chasing each other down for wins.
Hey, now.
Yeah.
And we had our truck series on Saturday nights where we thought it was going to prevail because we were trying to, premiere that like a cup series, and it just wasn't going to work out. We figured that out within a couple of weeks because everybody was committed to other leagues. It's summertime, so I mean, what other slot do we have to do? So we moved it over to Wednesdays, which we just did in Michigan this past week. So we went from 7 to 8, maybe 9 drivers tops, and I think we pulled 19, 20 drivers. And
I
had
heard
a
20
great race
from
yeah.
K-Rob.
So I mean, but yeah, I mean, Blaze, man, we love you. Everything's going great over there. We wish you nothing but the best, but yeah, we have to move forward.
Is your official retirement from PSCS?
But anyway, continue.
So I have a question. Is that your official retirement from PSCS?
Me? No, I still plan on being on there Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, good. So just hope you know. Thanks for giving me almost a free championship and cup.
you
Well,
gotta race over there first.
Blaze did get a win.
Yeah, there was 3 people.
Still a win though.
Still a win though.
Still a win.
Yeah, I actually want to throw that out there. I've actually officially retired from PSES. I will not be running any races
breaking
there.
news.
Well, I will say, X, it was a pleasure getting my ass fucking demolished by you. It was really fun racing at Darlington side by side for like 40 fucking laps. You
I just say
stole both
that,
my
I just say
wins
that
away.
because Wednesday night we got we switched over to EMA
Yeah.
on Wednesday nights, and Tuesday nights I run another league that I'm committed to, and I've been committed to since the beginning. So VLR. So I run with them on Tuesday nights, and I can't sometimes make it to the Tuesday night race for PSES, and Monday nights. I could probably still run, but I kind of want to probably use Monday nights as a break night where I don't really have anything going on until
We got
there's
10-4
something.
on that.
Until
Yeah,
there's
everybody
something
needs a break
very,
night.
very interesting to run. There's a lot of drivers in the league that runs Monday nights, and and then it's competitive. I might go to that, but I'm kind of taking a break back on the Monday nights on races.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say the same thing. I'm going to back that up.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a good point. It does.
But-
I mean, it does get hard too racing every single day. I mean, I can see.
Yeah.
Understand that completely.
I know I race Monday through Sunday now, so
Yeah. I had trained to
I-
commentate Monday
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
Sunday.
I was running Monday through Sunday. Monday night was PSES.
I
Well,
get it, man.
yep, same
It's
here.
Tuesday night
like,
was
it's
via
hard.
VLR, and
Mhm.
sometimes PSES if I made it in time.
Mhm.
Wednesdays obviously is
Doubleheaders.
PSES,
Mhm.
and then before was three wide Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and also running RSR on Saturdays before
Another doubleheader. Mhm.
three wide, and then Sunday Lagunge had a league Sunday night showdown series on Sundays that I was running before, and now that's actually converted over to EMA,
Which, by the way,
and now.
he won the championship for.
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up, Lagunge.
And he
I
wa-
won the championship.
He won the championship by beating me heads up, and I'm not scared to admit it. He beat me fair and square.
he was coming late. It was a Bristol race for the championship, and I thought he really had it coming, man. He was catching me. I mean, I went in early. I think it was like 60 laps to go with Bristol, and he went in about 15, 20 laps later, or 15 laps later, and the deciding factor was I think he kind of waited too long to pit because I mean the lead dwindled down to about 2.5 seconds, and then he was on me like I think it was 0.7 before the checker flag, but you know it was fun. It was a long season.
Mhm.
Now,
Yep.
y'all ran every other week over there, right?
Yeah, we ran another week.
Yes.
Yeah, and what the interesting was is it was every other week, but it wasn't always the same series. It was Cup
Oh yeah,
1
because I
week,
know it
Xfinity.
was Cup, Xfinity, Truck, and then didn't you
Yeah.
run
Mhm.
one dirt race as well? Oh, I might be tripping. I think didn't you run one dirt race though?
No, I
Probably
don't,
ran Eldora, didn't we? We might have ran Eldora.
Yeah, Eldora.
But you know, speaking of the Sunday Night Showdown series, you know that's a good topic here because you know part of EMA, you know, Elite Motorsports Association, the EMA acronym is not actually what. I'm not even going to bring that up. But there's a guy that's not around right now. You know, Powder. You know, he had a vision. I had a vision. You know, when we was in three wide, and they had the time slots on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. A lot of those guys started to go off into iRacing, and well, at that point, so I started talking about Powder, talking with him, talking with the Gunge, talking with X, talking with a guy like with you know, Outlaw and K Rob. You know, K Rob's a big part of this. You know, when I look at K Rob, that's like a mothership. All right, so if you need any information whatsoever when it comes to broadcasting, looking for drivers, looking for leagues, K Rob and Smith Nation is the one that you want to go to. All right, so our vision here was taking what we had for Sunday Night Showdown series to get the best available drivers and get a time slot and be able to be successful. Well, at that time, Sunday nights was kind of like, you know, we had races on TV, wasn't really working out. Everybody raced all their league races throughout the entire week. So they're just like, you know what, I'm just going to take this day off. So we didn't really want to step on the shoes for three wide or anybody else. But once we knew they were going to go to iRacing is the reason why we went to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But yeah, you know, I mean, Powder's not around, but what he had visioned is what we got going on here, and we're just trying to make certain that you know, what he wanted is what we're putting on a show, and we're doing it. We got an average of 20 drivers every single night, whether it be the Truck, Xfinity Series, or the Cup Series. And we're just having fun out there, and I mean, the racing's just been fantastic.
I know. K-Rob was in a part with me, like, I think 2 nights ago, or Wednesday night, at the Truck Series, and he said that, like, y'all have, even having, like, 20-some guys, like, you guys have really good fucking racing. How do you, other than having, like, really talented drivers in there, how do you, any other advice for any other league owners that are, like, trying to figure out how to, like, when you have big numbers, how to keep the racing clean and good? You want to give them a little bit of a secret, if you have any?
That is a great question.
I know, and your big ass brain of yours, Tart, you have something in there.
I mean, it's just, I mean, outside of just trying to, I mean, it's just, I mean, that is a tough question. I mean, we went out there and it just got the drivers in our league that already understands that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why we don't have rules. You know what I mean? Like, only thing that we have to make sure that everybody understands is pit entry and pit exit, and that's basically it. Outside of that, everybody has the right state of mind how to drive each other on the track, and we don't have any problems. And that's what the goal was. And we're committed to that, and we haven't had a single problem with that whatsoever. Now, if we have a driver and another driver get into each other in a race and it continues, the penalty is going to be, you guys need to get outside of this track and outside of this party and talk it over, because if it continues, you guys are going to be parked, and that's just basically it. Nobody's getting deducted points or anything like that. I mean, it just keep it simple, keep it basic, you know, and keep it positive.
But everything needs to do that. Like, if two people have a problem with each other, they need to fucking talk it out.
Talk it out, figure it out.
Especially the night. It's not the night of, the night after, because I know the night of it could be really, really heated. I know me and you had one issue early in the season, and we talked it out that night. Like I knew you were upset. But I was like, I might as well talk to him now before it, goes over to and ends up having like a JR situation. Mm-hmm. And because I've always respected you, you know that. I've always well, not always, but I try and run to the best I can. Because I know certain tracks, we all know I struggle with some of them. I never try to intentionally wreck you though, and you know that. But we hashed it out like that night, and we've been fine.
Oh,
I feel
absolutely.
Like that's what I feel like that's what every league needs to do. Not like be like dock you points.
Well, I mean that's the thing though. I mean you have to have the right drivers and the right state of mind to understand that, because when you're out there on the track, it's always the other guy's fault. Am I wrong or am I right?
No, it's definitely you're.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're right as the way of the driver thinking, but normally it's
exactly.
Normally it's the dude who's saying it's their fault or it's someone else's fault. Normally their fault.
All right. So my point here is, if you feel like there was a situation on the track that could continue into next week, pull that driver aside, and let's talk it out. It may take 5 or 10 minutes while you guys are sitting there arguing, but some of the best friendships I've made on this game is by doing that, instead of let it lingering on, because I hear stories all the time about, oh, I don't want him racing here, I got bad blood with this guy. Well, why is that? Well, he got into me back in 09. Are you for real?
Flash.
What?
09.
I mean, there's guys, listen, man, I mean, no pun intended, but there's guys out there that can't even remember to change their fucking underwear on a regular basis, but they can remember that they got into you fucking 10 years ago. All right? So, I mean, if something happens on the track, just figure it out, come back out next week, and we'll I mean, we're actually in EMA, we got drivers out there. I think that, like a Rocky Top, Pro Leaguer, Matt, they had bad blood for so long, but they were actually able to get into a race, and we were actually able to get in their head and say, hey, listen, you need to pan this out, because if not, you guys ain't going to drive. And they were able to work things out, and we were actually able to have a good race, and it's all done and said with. But I don't know how long that animosity they had between each other had gone, but just get it over with as fast as you can, and just move on, man.
Because you don't want anything lingering, especially in this fucking day and age. Like, you don't want anything. Like, you want to take care of the situation as fast as you can.
Absolutely.
If you don't take it care as fast as you can, it's gonna turn to something that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I tried that with the guns one night at Bristol. Oh man. Lagunge, you want to tell that story?
Oh yeah, I don't know if I really want to go into that one, but okay, I guess. So I think we were
So
coming
what?
down.
Lagrange was winning, and then you fucking boom, beat it, bumped his ass
Well,
on the
that
wall.
wasn't really what happened, but but yeah, it was like the last lap I think at Bristol, or no, it was like the lap's winding down, and I think yeah, I probably might have drove it in a little deep and got up the track, and then I guess X also assisted by putting his little bumper into my quarter panel. And
Hey,
maybe
Lagunge, I don't
rub-
think bumper's a little there, bud.
and
They're
then,
a little
I
bigger
don't
than
think it
little.
was a bumper. I think it was more of a door-to-door.
Jesus.
It was
Even
more
worse.
like he hit my left quarter panel and brushed me into the fence. And then he got by. So then I drove it in thinking, maybe I can get to his bumper. And then, yeah, he was already too far ahead. And then at that point, that's when Mr. Rocky Top finished me off there. So I think he spun me out. But, yeah, it got a little heated after the race. And I was probably about as mad as I ever was after a race. I was like, man, we raced like clean for like 20 laps, and then all of a sudden I get door slammed. I'm like, really? So
That might have been the first time.
I mean,
hold on, X.
hold on.
That might have been the first time. That might have been the first time I actually heard him say a cuss word.
But like he said, racing clean for like 20 laps, because I was racing Lagunge clean for 20 laps. Like he was in front, and I was on his.
Now this is an
on his
RSR,
back.
right?
this
Yeah,
was
this
an
is the
RSR
RSR.
race.
Yeah, this is the RSR race, and I was racing him clean, and it was like late in the race.
Rock solid racing.
Yeah, it was late in the race, and I had a couple guys behind me, and I kind of felt I was a little bit faster than Lagunge, and I kind of felt like if I didn't push it too much, in the sense that I would probably get passed up by guys behind me. So long story short, I got into Lagunge. I ended up winning the race, right? And I went to a party with Lagunge, and I tried to apologize to him. And, said sorry and this and that, didn't mean that. And Lagunge literally says, I'll hold that in my back pocket. So as soon as he said that, I was like, okay, well, I didn't think this was going to go right. So as soon as he said that, I just backed out of the party and left. I was like, I was just going to leave it. I literally just left it that way. Because he didn't accept it. He really did not accept my apology almost. Like I was trying to be sincere about the apology. And he was just like, "Oh, I put it right back in my back pocket. I'll remember it." And I'm like,
And I could have
backed out right
swore
up.
we had an Xfinity race in 3-wide right after that. And I was
Yeah,
like, man,
you
if I
can't-
ever get
yeah.
close to him, maybe I might give him a little bumper. But I don't think I touched you that night. I don't think. I don't know. I might have raced you hard, but I don't know if I did.
Nah,
anything.
I mean, but you ended up, you ended up coming back. I think you ended up saying something about, you were upset about not that what happened between me and you, but what happened after a couple more laps after. You were kind of more upset about it.
Yeah.
It was just my incident with you fueled it just a little bit more, and then the incident you had after that just went over the top and everything like that. But Lagunge, man, I love racing around Lagunge. I kind of feel sometimes, and I notice this, is that I tend to always kind of pass Lagunge and get in front of him, and Lagunge always doesn't pass me. He always stays behind me and pushes me around the track, and I'm like, why does he not pass me or anything like that?
I noticed that with not to change the subject.
Like I'm always trying to pass him. I'm always trying to, because Lagunge is one of the competitors out there, and when I'm around him, I kind of want to race him, to the highest extent, and I take every chance to try to pass him up cleanly. And then when we're racing and I'm in front of him and he's like behind me and he has a chance to pass me many times, he just stays in my back bumper. And
Lagunge has the problem doing that. I raced him several times in CRL, even in PSES. He's right when he gets behind me, he just doesn't feel like fucking passing
But that's his
me.
mindset. That's his mindset.
Yeah.
It's the architect. He's playing with you. He's just getting in your head.
He
and
wants
shit,
to get in your head,
and then
force you into a mistake. He doesn't want to pass you normally. He easily could. He don't want to do it. He wants to force you to stake the fuck your race up.
Yeah,
I think I did that one night. I think
Shut
I did
up.
that at Darlington. That's what it was. Darlington.
How about you shut up?
Yeah, I'm remembering that as well. I believe I was calling that race.
Fendurous.
Yeah, I know X had dominated the race, and then I think I was just behind him, sitting behind him for like 50 laps. And then he got loose with like 2 to go or something, and I passed him.
Oh yeah,
I was talking about
was
one that you did that with Ethan in, and I was
stupid dip.
I was watching it.
That was in Kansas and CRL.
Oh, it might have been that one too, but I remember X. He hit that little imaginary bump off too.
Yeah, off too.
And I think there must be a pothole on that track because we had potholes tonight in Canadian Tire, and there must be a pothole on the Darlington track too. Invisible
Yeah,
one.
Canadian Tire. Oh my God.
Where'd you have a pothole at so I can reference that for next week?
Why don't you tell him, X?
What pothole? What are you talking about?
There's a couple of them. You're talking about
What, at Darlington?
potholes? No, Canadian Tire.
It's Canadian,
Canadian
Tire.
Tire? Okay, well you got the pothole going in.
Because he hit it like 3 times tonight.
You got the pothole.
Coming out of the first corner.
You got the pothole coming to the checker flag. You know, just after the pit wall to go in the pits. You got the little right-handed turn. If you get back on the gas early, you probably get that pothole. The other pothole is coming off of the first turn after you pass the checker flag, just after you pass the pit exit. There's a rumble strip right there on the very far left-hand side. Well, sometimes if you hit it in front of it, there's these little bumps there, and if you're back on the throttle a certain way, your back rear tires start bouncing, and it'll take you into the inside wall. Okay, the other one is literally on the 18th lap, coming up to the hairpin, or the whatever you call it, the
he's
horseshoe.
getting down to the 18th lap now.
Literally every 18th lap I had in that race, I had a problem at that turn, and I called it each time in the chat. But yeah, that track, I'd rather run Sonoma than run Canadian Tire. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
I mean, I hated Sonoma, but you know what? Now that I raced Sonoma and I've kind of, did a lot of laps there, I'd rather run Sonoma because I feel like the track is more realistic, almost in a sense, than Canadian Tire is.
I agree.
I
I agree with X.
You know what?
The only thing that's not
I'm gonna
realistic
agree
about
with
that track
too.
is the left-hander sweep that you
The
when
fucking
you go off the
carousel.
hill. The
the
carousel.
carousel.
That's
The
the only turn.
bullshit.
That's the only turn I think that's fake. Because your car
Yeah,
gets
all
on
I'm
2
saying
wheels. And everything like that.
They need
But
to have
every
an
other
option in NASCAR and the new NASCAR game to run the old config and the new one.
yeah, but
Make it
that's the
so
only
much
turn.
easier.
That's the only turn that I have an issue on that track. Any other turn, I don't have an issue with it. There's no crevice, and probably the only other turn is probably that that little slow right hand turn, like the little bump thing before you go into the carousel.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that spot right there. If you get to that rumble strip on the
You're
outside.
spinning out.
After you
if
come
you
up
hit
the
the
hill.
rumble strip, after you come off that little hill thing, if you hit that rumble strip on the left-hand side, you can kind of spin the tires and you can lose it there. And sometimes hitting that inside rumble strip too will make the car turn in, and you'll go into the inside wall there. But I don't really have that issue there. But I'd rather run Sonoma because it feels more realistic than running Canadian Tire. But then
Fuck
again,
road courses, man.
Canadian Tire is not a cup. Canadian Tire is not a cup track. I mean,
Not yet.
not yet.
Probably will be here soon, honestly.
But yeah.
Okay, Flash.
Flash probably fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm right.
Flash.
What's up?
Ask a question, Flash. Your turn to ask a question.
All right.
For everyone.
Mm-hmm.
A question that's for everyone. Let me think of one.
Make it ballsy, bro.
I don't think I want to make it ballsy. Flash likes balls in his... Oh, never mind. Too much information.
Oh yeah, that's for another podcast.
You got a question, we got answers, bro.
All right. Has other than what was just talked about, and you don't have to mention any names or anything, but has there ever been an incident with a driver that has made you just want to quit league racing altogether? Any of y'all?
Yes.
Has there been? Hold on. Say that again now.
An
Has there
incident with
been?
any driver that's like pissed you off so bad that you're like, well, I'm just quitting league racing. I mean, I obviously know none of you followed through with it. Everybody in here is still league racing, but is there
Well,
a
I
time
mean,
when,
if it's
Yes,
just one
yes.
single incident,
or an
I
incident,
mean,
or multiple ones from the same person? I mean, that.
well,
I have
actually,
I
you
have
said
one.
yes.
I had one.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid to say his name either.
Okay, I mean that's up to
Oh,
you
we're
if you
getting
want to
juice
do
in
it,
this
but-
podcast.
Hell yeah.
Uh-oh, stock just went up, baby.
Hell
boy.
yeah. We've been struggling for views. Let's get it back up, baby.
be
Looks like
actually
we're
was
already
it-
getting more views now.
He goes by the name. He goes by the name of Bless Hands.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that was probably the one time I wanted to
That's
quit
before my time.
quit a league because of something he said and something he brung up in a league race that we had. Didn't like it. Didn't appreciate it. Everything was squashed during the race, and 5 laps later, he decided to open up his mouth and call me some names, and I didn't take that well. So, yeah, that was probably one time I was thinking about quitting the league. I didn't want to, but I just don't. I don't like when people call me out when my intentions weren't that way towards somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just asked a question on why this happened, this and that, and he called me some names that I didn't like. And, I told him straight up, I'm like, yo, you're the man. You're the guy that, bitches the most about people getting into you in this track and complains and everything like that. And I told him straight up, I'm like, I didn't like what you said, and plain and simple. And I was thinking about quitting the race and go elsewhere. But I stuck it through. I spoke with somebody, and they kind of told me, just let it go. It'll change, and it kind of has changed. Bless me and him. We kind of still talk and everything like that, but that's all. I mean, we just race and everything like that, and just keep it to racing, and it's all squashed. But yeah, it was pretty much at that point I wanted to leave, but I didn't, and kind of stayed, and I'm glad that I stayed because I still have great racing
So
with
it
those
wasn't
guys over there.
a on-track incident. It was a verbal incident, actually.
It was an on-track incident. An incident happened with me and another driver, and I questioned the driver and why he, kind of did that, and they took it like I was saying that he kind of screwed up my race and trying to take the win from me and everything like that, and that's not how I intended it. When somebody does something, you're gonna ask a question. You're gonna,
Sure.
find out what's going on. Like why'd you do that? And I pretty much did. And he took it like for this person to open up his mouth and call me some names, and I mean I didn't like it because it is what it is. I decided to say what I had to say, but that was weeks ago, months ago. I mean, everything's all squashed. Me and him still we'll talk, we'll race and this and that. But yeah, I mean, that's probably the only time I actually wanted to quit a league.
Damn.
wow.
Yeah.
What about you, Lagunge?
Yeah, Lagunge. And I know, Mr. Luigi definitely has at least one experience where he wanted to say "fuck this game."
Yeah, maybe a few times.
That's really why I asked, 'cause I think everybody's been to that point at some point or another.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of like one.
Okay.
I mean, I can't think of one event that caused me to think about it, but I think it was just like, several races. I mean, I can remember. I think when I started with RSR, I had a really rough start because I just remember about every week I'd have a pretty decent car, maybe top 5 at times, top 10, or a good running car, and then I get taken out for no reason. And I think since then they kind of weeded out those drivers, I think. But when it first started this year, there was quite a few times, and this was before me and X got into it. There was quite a few times where I got taken out like every race. And I was like, I don't think this is for me. It almost made me want to quit league racing altogether because I kept getting wrecked in there and then wrecked in 3 wide, and I'm like, oh man, I just if I'm gonna get wrecked every week, I might as well just not waste my time anymore. But I don't know. It's just everybody has those bad weeks where you're like, I don't know. You kind of just want to quit for like, or maybe not quit. Quit maybe isn't the right term. Maybe just like regroup, take a break, maybe like take a 2-week vacation from it.
I've tried. Flash won't let me. He holds me against my will.
Oh, I mean, you definitely have stories about it. You wanting to quit, Ethan? Yeah, that's true.
Hey, listen, we're not talking. It's not my podcast though. I'm just like.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna ask those guys a question and me as well, I don't want to slander anybody, but if there's an actual answer, for me is in PSES, and it was JR Big Dogs.
Hey, that's the same
Okay.
guy. No, sorry. On this podcast, his name is Jared Little Dogs. Just for future reference.
I mean, okay, so the problem that I had was, now I know he was in PSES before I was, and that was before X was in there.
Barely, but yeah.
Like a week earlier.
I mean,
Alright,
JP,
so I don't
they
think.
Whereas a while, but
JP, JR, Blaze, any of those guys, Sammy was doing his hiatus, Mike B, Horatio Kane, all those guys, they were looking for drivers, right? So, so we go into, I think the first race at Daytona, we won, all right? So after that, I think we won 2 out of those 3 races. Now after that, I mean, JR and JP, JP's a fam to me, all right? So I know he's out there, he's a big name, whatever, so he's around us a lot. But JR at that time, he was a big dog. What I noticed out of him was that the race wasn't going his way. He was going to do anything he could to try to win that race. If he knew he wasn't going to win the race, he's going to back out. Especially on mile and a half. Atlanta, Las Vegas. If I were to even like get so much as getting close to him, he would just make it a point like, oh, what are you doing? No, no, he'd put me in the wall and just say, hey, oh, my bad, just but in the end, he really didn't ever have a car that would actually win a fucking race, and that's why he would back out, and it really weighed heavy on my heart. Like, this guy's got the potential, right? But he just wouldn't finish it out because he knew he was going to get beat. And, I mean, outside of that, I can't really put my finger on towards anybody. I really don't even want to put it towards, my finger on him whatsoever because, I mean, that's just not the right thing to do, but it was just always something I thought about day in and day out when we went into PSES races, and I knew that he was going to be there. I didn't know what to expect, and it just felt to me that he was intimidated by me coming in there winning races, and he didn't like it, and he'd take me out, and I mean, it is what it is.
yeah, I mean, it's understandable though. I mean, like when you actually have to sit there and wonder, or not wonder, but I guess expect that that's going to happen every time, you go to race, it definitely makes you not want to. So, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, and I respect that, not, saying really about not wanting to slander the names or anything, but I mean, I know how frustrating that can be for a specific person to always be on your mind going into a league race. I mean, that really does have to suck.
I only said it because I know, I only said this person's name because I know we squashed it. We're still racing against each other.
Yeah.
We got the whole Hendrick power going on. He's in the I'm in the 88 and he's in the 24. So we kind of just, kind of squashed that out, and that's what happened. I mean, you asked a question, I answered it, but everything squashed between me and him. But on that note about was it JR? I remember there was one incident with him at Candace when I first joined. I think it was
when you wrecked
PSES, I think it was, or one of the I think it was PSES at Candace.
Yeah, Kansas, that was your first race.
Yeah, I think so. And I remember what he tried to do going into 3 and 4. He drove it so hard, it felt like he was trying to hump me down, and take me out coming off the turn of 3 and 4, because he didn't have the car to win. I think that was I think I won that race.
You won your first race in PSS, yeah. And
Yeah,
I finished
so-
second DRS for the first of
And
four.
I think he tried to do something that that you don't normally see people do, and he drove it way really hard into 3 and 4. And I'm a person, I use my rear view camera. I look at it all the time, all the time. I'll hit the D-pad, right, and I'll see somebody literally coming off the turn that I'm a straightaway ahead, and I'll see that somebody come off a turn, and I'll be like, oh, did you get loose there? I'm always on that rear view camera, knowing my surroundings and who's around me and who's getting loose. I'm always on that rear view camera, and I see everything. To that note, yeah, you can go ahead.
Well, hold on, Noah. It's just one of those things where you already know that when you have a guy that comes into every single race that tells himself that he's going to win, his race is over. All right, so he's going to do anything he possibly can to make sure he's going to win that race, and it's going to create turmoil for the other guys on the track, and that's exactly what I saw day in and day out. That's the only reason why I brought that name up. Now, I don't know what he's doing out there this day and age. I'm sure he's probably doing the same fucking thing. But, JR, love you, man, but you gotta fucking turn it down just a notch. And that's just basically it. Like he said, you asked a question, I said a name, and that's just what it is. Outside of that, really, I don't really have a problem with the guy. It's just you can't expect to win every single fucking race.
I was just about to say that. That's not even possible. It's not the point either.
Unless your name's X, then you can never see a race. But if your name's not X, you can't.
He don't expect to win every single race.
No.
I don't expect to win every single race.
He doesn't expect it. He just does.
He's
he just
confident.
wins.
There's a difference between fucking saying, hey, I'm going to win this race, or I'm confident that I can get a good finish. If you're confident to get a good finish, you have a better chance of winning that race than the guy that says, I'm winning this race.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. I went to a race I think it was last week at RSR at Road America. I was going there thinking, I have a good car, this and that. I'll probably get a top 3 and everything like that. And I've obviously when the qualifying came in and I kind of noticed who was there racing. I was actually thrilled to actually have Garbage. Well, that's Garbage racing that race, because I know what he's capable of. You know what I mean? And I actually, even though I didn't win, I had a blast trying to, race him clean and catch up to him. We were putting some very fast laps. He ended up he was, I think, 3/10 faster than me in the leaderboard. He actually got on the all-time leaderboard that day. I didn't, but I was having a blast with it, man. And when I have guys like Lagunge, Target, now that we have Smoke and Aviator, come in, Stout. I would have liked to see Stout out there tonight, but unfortunately he didn't make it tonight.
Catch dog.
The only time I thought maybe I had something, I could be honest with you, was probably my Indy. But it didn't go the right way. Going into Indy, I feel like, the Indianapolis, I just love that track, man, the Indy Roval. And that's probably the only track that I'm really confident that if the race went clean, no gas saving or anything like that, and straight up racing, I think I'd be one of the faster guys there at Indy. But unfortunately, it didn't go my way. Got into I think it was some late stuff that happened, and didn't last with fuel. Oh, that's what it was. I didn't fuel save like everybody else did, so I started 10th on
Now,
the
you
last
said Indy
restart.
Roval or an actual Indy?
The Indy Oval. I said Indy Oval.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
the Indy Oval.
that's one of those things too. They're heathen and flashes is. I mean, we all know. I mean, have you guys yourselves seen a change in the way people are driving nowadays? With these qualifiers that have come out, everything is
just
about
saving
fuel
fuel anymore.
saving. All right, so what we're trying to do at EMA is figure out what do we need to do to change our times wear and all that stuff to eliminate that, which we did in the last 2 races. All right, so that's why we went with 1 times wear tonight, where everybody had to go balls out. So the night before that, we was at Texas in Xfinity. All right, so X and myself and a couple other guys, we was doing some testing on all times wear. So what is it going to take to do that? So in Xfinity, what did we go at? We would normally we
went 2 times where.
We went to 2 times where, so it was just a full-on balls out race. I mean, it was just.
Yeah, the only time.
You didn't have to work.
The only time you were going to able to fuel save if a caution came out at a certain lap, and
the
you
right
have to
time,
fuel,
right?
at the right time. And that's not what we're eliminating. What we're eliminating was from start to finish of the stage.
Knowing
Yeah.
that
Erase
that
that.
stage.
No
you can do it
caution.
based on the-
Pretty much what you're saying is you're trying to eliminate the heathen and Nixium effect of Dover.
I mean, I don't remember how that happened.
I don't
because
know
wasn't over.
what that is, but.
It's when me and Lucas didn't pit the first 2 stages live to everybody.
Well, that was when we all did that with that gear.
Well,
I had, but
whether
that
you
was-
call it the Nixium and heathen effect, all right,
Everybody-
yes. So yes,
Done it.
we're trying to eliminate that, motherfucker. All right. So,
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Alright.
we're
So
trying
we
to
want-
eliminate. We're trying to eliminate the be able to not to be able to go all the way through.
And that's
If there was no caution.
Can
And unfortunately,
fuel saving win you a race? Yes, but we don't want guys to go into a race having that mindset out of the gate. As soon as the green flag drops, we don't want guys out there running 7,000 RPMs around the entire fucking track. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and that's
Alright,
exactly the same
I think
principle
ours
if
was
a
like
as
caution
5,000
came out,
this
if a
year.
caution came out, oh well, that's perfectly fine. If they have that 7,000 RPMs, we're just like what Target's trying to say. We're just trying to eliminate from A to B, where there's no cautions in the first stage, and you're able to save the whole way through the first stage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're trying to eliminate because it happened at Indianapolis. I was racing with 3, fast guys, and I was having a blast for the first 3 laps. But then when I got in front, they started saving, and I realized that I was gapping them, and I'm like, okay, they're saving. And what happened? They end up end up reaching to the end of the stage. Okay. And I end up having a pit, and I end up finishing 10th place because of it, because I wasn't saving. So that's what we're trying to eliminate, where people don't come in there and save through the whole thing. Your car's got to be in tip-top shape. Okay, it can't be the slowest car on the track, and because I know it's part of the game and everything like that. I understand that whole thing, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for racing.
Yeah.
That's why we play this game, to race, not to save gas. It's a weird way of saying it, but that's how I'm gonna say it. It is what it is. Anybody can take it. Whoever's a gas saver, I don't care. But I'm there to race around people, to be 5 wide, 4 wide, 4 going to the turn. That's why I have excitement playing this game.
Absolutely.
Not running by myself. Like, I've had some very great races with guys at RSR, because we're there and it's straight one times
One
wear,
times wear. I mean, we
and
just go balls out.
there's no saving gas. It's one
Nothing.
times wear, 50% on cup. Nobody has to pit. Nobody has to save gas. It's pretty much balls to the wall, and we've had some great races. We had a great race at Atlanta. We had a great race between me, Sean for Life, and Rocky Top at Charlotte.
Same here. I was there.
You
What
know,
are you talking about? Four of
I
us.
know. Yeah, it was the four of us, and that was awesome. Like, we were going at it back and forth, passing each other up in the turns, but we were respecting each other on the racetrack. If somebody got into somebody, it was an accident. It wasn't on purpose. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for me being in the front by myself because 13th or 12th place is saving gas.
Right.
That's what I look for.
Yeah, that fuel saving shit's for the birds, man. And now you guys are more accustomed to the preset stuff, and I don't even know how you guys even save fuel on that shit with those RPMs, but there's even guys out there doing that.
Yeah, it's way more difficult, but yeah, I mean, I don't like
right
fuel
now
saving either. I mean, I've done it when I had to, and
and presets.
gained some spots where I wasn't at the fastest at track by saving, but I mean, I would rather go all out too. It's a lot more fun. It does make obviously for better racing, and I think that's really cool what y'all are doing that by changing up the the wear to affect that, so you don't have those strategies come into play.
Yeah, I mean, it's like at this point right now, we're when we came in with EMA, we had our routes set. Like, this is what we're gonna run. All right. So when these qualifiers come out, like even going back to the winter heat series, it wasn't so bad in between until the summer one did. But now, outside of league racing, even in the public lobbies, these guys are doing nothing but saving fuel, and I mean, it is annoying as fuck. I mean, it just, what's the point? I mean, like,
Sorry, I had to step away to get my son a soda.
I mean, I really don't know, man. We're just trying to figure out the best way to have our races go to where the race actually needs to be. In the last couple, tonight and last night, we were on the right page, and we're going to continue to do so. So, at EMA, all you got to do is, look us up on Discord, get us up on the Messenger or whatever. When it comes to race day, we'll put up on there and say, hey, this is what we're going to run. Whether it be 2 times, 3 times, 1 times, 4 times wear, 100%, 50 times, whatever it's going to be, you're going to know it. You're going to have enough time in order to get your shit ready to go.
That's why I think a lot of leagues need to do now, especially like they need to make certain tracks like make the settings like tire wear specific for that track. 'Cause I know like road courses doesn't really.
I mean, they're going to. I mean, with the R Factor,
I'm hoping.
Engine that they have going on there, the tires, I think it's going to be on the next level thing where you'd have to worry about tires and stuff like that, and how you drive your car. I mean,
forward to.
I mean, this you can have it set up here and burn tires and be fast on the short run. I know for a fact I've seen it a couple times where I'll burn my tires a lot faster than most people, especially I don't know how Lagunge does it. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does in his setup, but his cars are literally late run cars, and it amazes me on what his car can do when there's like 15 laps to go in a race. Like, his car comes into play. I'll be sitting there thinking, oh, okay, I got a 3-second lead on Lagunge, because I've been racing with Lagunge for a little bit now, and I'll have a 3-second lead, and it's just like, his car comes in late. I'm like, yo, what the hell do I got to do to get this guy off my ass, man? And, I'm starting to figure things out, just like with, whole road courses. I always had a thing where Lagunge and Catchdog were the guys at the road courses, and, I feel like I'm getting, each time I run a road course, I get better and better and better and better. Everything sky's the limit from now. I wish tonight's race wasn't at Canadian Tire. I wish it was at a different track. Maybe it would have been a different outcome. But it was a lot of great racing there tonight at Canadian Tire. Couldn't really dog the track that much. It was fun, but it's just it's just the car just acts weird at that track, and there's just crevices that just appear, and your car acts differently depending on how much gas you have in it or how much your tires are used or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, my mic wasn't muted. Okay, but yeah, that's some tracks are like that. Like they act really weird sometimes. Like I know that from experience. Like some tracks, you go there one race and it's perfectly fine. Like for say Vegas night and day race, everybody's like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's day or night race. The step's gonna be perfect fine for both races.
No, it matters.
No, it's not.
No, you're incorrect.
It definitely matters.
From test session to night race to day race, test session, everything matters.
Like,
I sit there and think I had a fast car at Iowa, and I go on the damn thing, and the car's a piece of shit.
Yeah, trust me. When it comes to ovals, when they get an option to go to day or night race, X and myself are gonna make sure we know what are we running. Because it does make a fucking difference.
Iowa running it on test session during the day, and then you go to the night track at Iowa. Oh my gosh, it's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Iowa and night.
Yeah, it's probably one of the bigger ones. Might as well be a different track at that point.
I thought that was a huge swing.
Oh, Homestead.
Yeah, Homestead too.
No, I don't have a problem with Homestead with the test session and then the night track. I don't have a problem. It's not that big of a difference. I think Iowa's real big.
For me, it is. I don't know. It's like totally different for me.
This is why I practice and race now.
But I think in test session, during Homestead, during the day at test session, you're actually a lot faster than the night race.
I'm more grip in it.
Yeah, for some reason I noticed that part. But the setup that you have in test session still can run at the night race at Homestead. I just think the setup in test session at Iowa, for some reason, if you set up is it backwards? If you set up too
tight,
you're loose. You're loose in the race, or something like that. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. And if you set up tight, then you're if you set up loose in the test session, you're tight on the night course at Iowa. I have that backwards. I'm not sure, but whatever. But
whatever he's saying, if it don't work, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I think it's more like if you're tight at Iowa in the test session.
But I tell you what, one of the tracks
then
on
you're
here,
loose.
the one track on here for me that has the biggest change from test session to actual races, Texas. That turn 4 is a motherfucker. You know, you could be sitting there running perfect fucking times, like we had Texas last night. Xfinity. You know, car was running strong, and I know a lot of guys were, and when we got in the race and coming out of 4, you know, it was just it was night and day. But then again, you know, coming out of 4, you got to hit it just right. You know, you can't have no turn in that wheel whatsoever. You have to let that car drift up towards the wall and not hit it going into the dog leg there.
I don't know. I kind of have my car set up where I don't have that problem.
Well, I didn't have that fucking problem either until I had fresh
hate
tires in front of you.
That's why I hate Charlotte and I hate Texas, because it feels like I go a lot slower because I compensate for those turns at Charlotte, or not the
Oh,
turns.
I love Charlotte, man.
But the 3 and 4 at Charlotte, and then the 3 and 4 at Texas coming off the turns, I kind of compensate for not getting loose when I'm having somebody either below or on the high side, where I have to mess with the wheel and everything like that and get it to go straight. So I kind of feel like I lose speed by compensating too much for that. But I prefer to do that than be the wreck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, absolutely. Charlotte, though, man, I love me some Charlotte.
Yeah, I like that place too. I know a lot of people that don't like it though. It's really a mixed bag for a lot of people. I hear all the time like it's either their favorite track or they hate it. I mean, I don't know why, but it's kind of a one of those that it's like I said, it's a positive or a negative about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's just how it's the layout of it. You come into those corners and you really don't. You expect to get more grip than you do sometimes, but I don't know. I think once you learn the place, it's really not that bad.
I just want to kind of throw this out there to kind of get a shout out to two guys that I kind of told them in the chat that I appreciated them sticking around. Was Dale, what's his name? Dale.
Was Virginia?
Yeah, Dale VA, and LA for sticking around in the Canadian Tire, being 6 laps down. They stuck
Mr.
it
Lucas
through
Alves,
to the end.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Want to give a shout out to them for sticking around, even though they were 6 laps down. They stuck it around, finishing to the end of the race. And to me, that's what I'm looking for, and to have drivers that I race around with. I hate that other drivers decide they want to back out. It's their choice. But I always want to say, to drivers that stick it out, that I appreciate them staying in, because it just, when you have drivers that stay in through the race, even though you're 3 laps down, you actually shows the character, but you actually make a twist into the race. Okay, let's say for instance, I think it was at one point Lagunge had, I think, somebody in front of him, and he had to get around them, and I think he lost a second to me by doing that. And that's what realistic racing is. Having other guys that unfortunately had bad racing that in that race, but they stick it out because how you say, they did not change an outcome of a race, but makes a race interesting. Okay, because if you just had clear track, it's just people just racing around a track and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I like the fact that I have to get around a lap car and figure out how I could get around them a lot faster and not have them hold me up. There's a lot of times I had somebody in front of me and they literally would get out of the way, but I never literally, I'm a person that never tells them, hey, I'm coming up to you, blah, 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 get out the way, or I'm on your inside. I don't really like to say that. I really like to have myself try to get around them as fast as I can without them giving it up to me. Okay? And if they give it up to me, I'll say something, thank you, sir, this and that. But I never say, hey, can you move your car? Or, hey, I'm coming up behind you. If I said it, it's once in a blue moon. Like, once in a blue moon, I'd say it. But I don't really like to say, hey, I'm coming up behind you, move out my way, or anything like that. I want to pass. I want the lap car to make it difficult for me to get around them. Okay, because it adds a whole other element. It really adds a whole other element to the racing. Okay, It's like having a computer
It
car
does.
on the track. You know what I mean? Like it adds an element. You know, it can change an outcome of a race, and that's what lap cars do in real life. They can change an outcome of a race because it makes the car that's in the lead go slower or take a different line, and then the car behind that's in second place makes a run on that issue. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what racing is about. But if you don't have, if you only have, let's say, for instance, 7 cars on the track, that's, out of a 20-car field, it's just like, just 7 cars on the track. Now, if you had 20 cars on the track, it just throws a whole nother aspects, and it feels like it's more of a racing game to me. But when you only have 6 cars that finish a race, it doesn't feel like a racing game to me. It feels like a public lobby.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys though.
What's that?
What are you guys expecting from this new game? Or hoping for in this new game?
I know,
that's a big aspect.
First thing is server strength. I mean, only time will tell. I don't want to be. I'm always optimistic, right? So, only time will tell. I mean, whatever product they have is what we got to get accustomed to. Now, we all know when it comes to new games, whether it be racing, whether it be a first-person shooter like COD or whatever, there's going to be bugs. So people have to be patient and see what we tell them. Say, hey, this is what you guys have a problem with, and they have to fix it. So with the NASCAR Heat with 704 games, didn't listen a long time ago, and that's why all they did was copy and paste, and shit did get changed. So hopefully, for me personally, is
I'll be honest.
if X or myself says, hey, listen, there's a problem here, and if there's 100,000 other people saying there's a problem here, they need to listen to it and fix it.
I will say F1 2021, speaking of first day bugs, the game came out on Monday, Flash, for both pre-release on Monday, and there was so many bugs, but obviously it was pre-release date, obviously, because it released tonight. Well, today technically it wasn't. Friday we're talking. But they did listen. They listened to the outroar of, there's a bug in career mode.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the 2-player career mode, which I feel like NASCAR should do, honestly. Make the career mode look like actually people want to play it. Because I know F1 has 2-player a multiplayer career mode. Me and Flash are doing right now. It's I hope NASCAR does something like that, because it's it makes career mode not useless. Because no one plays career mode ever. You might for the first day of the game, but after the first day, you're not playing career mode anymore.
I never play any type of career mode in any type of game, whether it's a first-person shooter or anything. I'll buy Call of Duty. I just play straight up multiplayer. I don't even play the damn storyline.
See, I only play zombies in COD, so I'm one of those guys.
I mean, only time will tell. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, we've been sitting here playing the same fucking game for the last 4 years.
Oh yeah.
No, it's been more than 2 years.
There was a minor tire adjustment.
Oh,
Tires actually gave a fuck.
My thing would probably be something like including like what iRacing does with inspection, where if your car doesn't pass inspection, you can't put it on the track.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Or how about fucking just getting straight blasting to the wall, getting so much damage where it's gonna take more than 8 seconds to fix.
Yeah.
So realistic damage model is what you're saying.
Or get a ranked system on there.
The rank
That
system definitely needs to
Make
happen.
it so much nicer if you don't have little fucking 2-year-olds wrecking us all the goddamn time.
Or 21-year-olds.
Hey now. I'm not
Right there, the ranking system. The ranking, if they were to implement a ranking system, would solidify so much better for this platform here, to where I know that I can go out there and run with you guys and not have to worry about a slope or somebody trying to fucking get somebody's IP address and shut the shit down. It's just it's insane. What we had to deal with out here. But yeah, hopefully this new game is good. But I mean, it's gonna definitely be different than what we're used to.
So as we were saying, about the new game, Lagunj, what is your expectations of the game? If he's even here, he's probably muted.
I can
He might
I can
be
hear
sleeping.
the drool as he's slumped over in his
Yeah,
chair.
he's slumping.
Did he
He's-
become a blunt?
Hey, how about this? How about this, man? How's CRL going on there, heathen?
Good, really fucking good.
All right, let's hear it.
We've ironed out a lot of shit. This week has been our best week overall. I mean, like me and Flash said before, like we started out a little bit rough with like cautions and all that. But I like every league. Well, if you don't race with each other, like when you add a lot of new guys in, it's gonna take a couple races to get used to people. It's part of this fucking game. It's gonna happen. So this week we had no cautions at ISM in the Xfinity race on Thursday night. Then we had like what, 1 or 2 cautions in the Cup race.
Yeah, something like barely any this week. I mean,
And then
a lot better.
we had a couple tonight, guys. Only caution tonight because fucking we were racing to Iowa in trucks, and that seam out of 2 caught a lot of people. So, and most time it was people were underneath people, and it's just kind of chain reaction. And no, I'm so fucking proud of the guys this week, man. They cleaned up their shit this week. Everybody's getting used to each other too, which is really, really, really good. We love to see that.
Good, man.
Still haven't won a cup race this year though, Targan. Kind of upset, but we'll get there. I have a question though.
What's that?
So since we're all best friends here, I'll say that. We would like to, since we do this on Friday nights, and I would like to include y'all winners for throughout the week, since you have all 3 of your winners. I want to, have an EMA shout out part. Y'all been to support mainly you and Lagunj, and I don't know if X watches the podcast, but I know you guys, you've showed a lot of support towards us, so it's only right to give back,
Absolutely.
So, why don't you take it away and tell us who all won this week in EMA at Canadian Tire? Oh, well, tonight Canadian Tire, then Texas last time, then Wednesday night in truck.
Well,
Georgia
tonight, tonight Canadian Tire was the old 10 car of the Aviator, the old Elijah White. That guy right there. You're talking about some top-notch drivers that came into tonight's race. Catch Dog was always a favorite in road courses. S25. He has been working his ass off to get up there, and he has been doing so as well as myself. Just unfortunate for me, I got lagged out. But when you got guys like Aviator and more Smoke that we got in EMA, man, it just brings you to another level and makes you want to work a lot harder. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. Outside of that, let's see. Last night, where were we at, X? Last night we were at
Texas.
Texas. All right, so Texas,
Smoke
more
won that
Smoke
one.
won that one. I mean, just a dominating performance. We were able to put that down.
I was pretty much behind on the whole first and second stage, but then after the incident with Target, I got kind of put to the back there. But yeah, I mean, he had a stout. His car was on rails. Like there was some times I felt like, that what could I get more out of my car to get around? Not to get around him, because I was obviously just kind of staying behind him and just waiting to the end of the stage to do something. But, unfortunately, the pit stops and the way pit stops go there, if you don't get on pit road the right way, or you get on it the wrong way, you can lose a lot of time there at Texas. And every time I came out, he got literally probably about a second and a half, 2 seconds on me, and having that much of a gap with nobody else to draft with you, in a sense, when it's just one car and one car, you're pretty much going to be spread out the same way throughout the track if you have similar setups or close to the same thing, in the books. But if you had another car drafting with you, there's a possibly good chance you could probably catch one car, depending on who that car is with you. But it was a great race. He dominated. He got the first and second stage. I'm not really sure. I think that's what it was. I'm not really sure. But then I think Wednesday night,
Wednesday night, yeah, that was followed by the Smith Nation Truck Series.
Oh, Michigan.
Let's see. Oh, hey, you know what? An EMA driver, first cup or first win in any league race, Federal Miss.
Yeah.
Won that one, and then after that it was
MB Wolf.
MB Wolf. Yes. We had some drivers out of Misfits Racing League. MB Wolf, Chase Asher, ARCA driver. Who else? Gali. But yeah, MB Wolf
Dale
won that race. Dale. No, Dale's not a part of that.
He wasn't?
He's not a part of that group.
I'm talking about for EMA.
Oh, yeah, Dale, he was up there.
Yeah,
MB Wolf won the race. Guy come out of nowhere. He's on my friends list. I haven't even seen him in about 2 years. But
see, that was a fuel saving
a fuel saving event.
A fuel saving event because of what a caution came out at a certain point, and they were able to save fuel to the end, and he ended up taking a win by saving the fuel.
But also, I want to iterate too, though. Those guys will not be out every single week because they can't drive every single track like it's Daytona. Because I guarantee damn well to you, that's exactly what they did at Michigan.
Sorry, you said it wrong. It's Michitona, brother.
Nah.
Michitona.
Feels like that.
But yeah,
it?
he won the race there.
It does.
But, I guarantee damn well to you won't see his name on the winner, the number one podium after that
Damn,
point.
shots fired. Holy fuck. Shit. Like they say, Target, anybody can win a fucking cup plate race.
Well, that's not a
Anybody
plate
can do it.
race.
Well, it pretty much is. Let's be real here. Michigan.
The draft plays a huge part of it.
Yeah.
It is too, but you know what? When you got guys in there that don't lift off the fucking gas, that creates problems.
Oh yeah, 100%. I know that.
When you're at Michigan, you have to lift off the fucking pedal.
You have to lift.
Those guys did not.
Lagunja garbage.
Lagunja's sleeping. It's not the first time Mrs. Lagunja's fallen asleep on a podcast. Oh.
Not the first time, and won't be the last.
He woke up.
Yeah, we asked you questions like 10 minutes ago, Lagunja. You didn't answer.
No, I did not.
You live over there, bud?
I'm sitting here doing this.
That's
I'm
late for
watching.
me, guys. Sorry.
Oh, you're
I'm
good,
watching Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
That's a good one.
I'm sitting here playing F1 2021. Flash is probably playing Fortnite.
But serious, any more questions?
No. And is there any questions that y'all want to ask or whatever? Uh-oh, I don't like that sound. Holy fuck. Flash, puckle your butthole, we might get touched.
Well-
all right, I'm ready.
Let's see. Flashes, how old are you?
Oh,
26.
old. He's lying,
How
he's
old?
50.
What? 20 what? 20 what?
26.
26. All right. How about you, Noah?
20. 21 in
20.
a week.
All right.
Yep.
You know what? This is going to be outside of racing here, but I seen you
Oh, it's
post
alright.
something in Facebook not too long ago. But you went somewhere and you held up what looked like a driver's license. What was that you actually got?
My license back.
You got your license back at 20.
Yeah, I was stupid when I was younger.
You don't have to get back in. You don't have to. I was just curious of what
No,
that
no,
was
it was,
because I didn't
it
know.
was my license. So I lost my license like 2 months after I got it, and then I tore my ACL, my meniscus, and my whole knee, my whole leg, because I tore my Achilles as well. Wasn't able to do that, go back and get it, and I just said, fuck it, this year's I'm tired of fucking asking for rides, so I'll just go and get my shit back. I almost hit a dumpster.
Question answered. I didn't really
Almost
know.
hit a
I mean,
dumpster.
I was like, why is this dude going to the fucking DMV getting a license, man? This dude's fucking 20 years old, man. But yeah. All right. X, anything for him?
Can he leave? Is this question.
The thing is that I don't know Heathen and Flashes. I don't know them that
That's
well
the-
to
that's
ask them
the
a
point.
question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Target knows
I
us
don't
at least a little
know.
bit.
All right,
Anything's open.
Okay.
Are you
who's
guys running
fast-
PSES
who's-
anymore?
Who's
am.
faster? Who's
I am.
faster? Flashes or Heathen?
I am.
I got a question.
faster.
Heathen, how many
Yeah.
fucking Mike B setups do you run?
None anymore, honestly.
He runs my setups.
Yeah, I run Flash setups. Me,
Yeah.
Nixium, and Flash are on the same setup.
I'm
Roughly.
Nick the setups for all of them.
Yeah, he's the mastermind behind everything.
All right, so who builds the cars?
The cars I build. Flash builds the setup, so.
You build the cars.
I pick my car. Yes.
Yeah.
I pick what paint scheme
Yeah.
I'm running every single night.
So Flashes is the mastermind.
Yes, without Flash, Heathen would be a nobody. Because
Well, I will
I have
say,
bad
Heathen,
ADHD and I
and
can't
I
can't
will-
concentrate enough.
I
Oh,
will
wait.
agree when you-
Either.
I actually will agree with you when
This
you
is-
said you're faster than
okay,
me, but I
this
will
is-
say when we first met,
Bro, I was shit.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you
Probably
something
about-
that
10 times faster than you at that time, but then
Yeah.
you just
Not
passed
anymore.
fast. No,
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Hey, I'm actually gonna say something that made myself laugh. Like it was
Oh,
pretty
no.
funny. I kind of read it. It was on the Rocks community page. It was when I think Heathen won in
Oh,
the development league. I think it was right.
Oh my!
yes.
I was
Let's
helping.
bring that up. Come on, bring it
Wait,
up.
wait,
brother.
let me
Bring
finish.
it up.
Let me
Oh my
finish.
God.
And the guy says, "Man, it's been a while since I see you here on a win." I was like,
Fucking sim.
I was like, yeah. The
Heathen.
reason why he hasn't been posted up with a win is because I've been winning them all.
Yeah. I just take half my fucking wins away.
You know that night. You know that night you got caught, brother.
Well, I know. Like I said, though, I wasn't feeling the best, and I promised Sean like 2 weeks before I'd run that race.
Hey, listen, listen. You know when fucking Marty's watching, you can't fucking get away with
You
nothing,
can't.
brother.
It's,
You know that.
I know.
So yeah, I thought that was hilarious when the guy commented about that. He's like, "Hey, I haven't seen you
Yeah.
here. Where you been?"
He fucks
know,
with me a lot. Cause I wanted CRL. It's just like I race in like before this year. I was only racing in only PSES, and I went to race in WSRL when Suave brought me over, which is now CRL. And
Without the W?
yeah, best part of Flash. So we can do it one
But-
time.
Okay.
One time.
Okay.
What's the best part about CRL?
There's no motherfucking W in it.
Yeah. We got told
Yep.
to not say that, but we did. Fuck it.
It's a one-time thing every so often,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
That was a good time for it.
Come on, Heathen, tell us, spill the beans. What happened?
Oh, but now I run in like couple, because I'm trying to because I know that PSCS obviously I don't, unless this new game has a resurgence of PSCS, I sadly don't see it lasting past this year, which sucks 'cause I've been there since the very beginning. But I've joined like 2 preset leagues now, and just to get to get back used to it, because I haven't really ran a preset like league until like late last year when I joined WSRL. So, because I was only doing custom setups at that point. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably only
that
run presets maybe in the new race game. I
Yeah.
do not like presets in this game.
I will say, first day of launch, I will be running every fucking road course that is new to NASCAR or whatever fuck the game. Next 21 or fuck it's called. Like Coda, Daytona road course, the good Indy Roval.
I think that Coda track's gonna be a fun track to race on.
And apparently, hear me out, there's supposed to be a possibility for rain. So you already fucking know. I'm gonna be running rain races every fucking day of my life. But also with the new game, if it's anything like R Factor, the outside line does not, start off good, but it rubbers in, so which will make my life a living hell. First 10 laps the race, because I know X, you saw me at Vegas. No, did you race Vegas with us? Or, no, I know Target saw me in Vegas at least. I was up against the wall the entire race, pretty much.
I like
where
the
I'm
wall at
comfortable
Vegas.
Yeah, and the Homestead I'm up
One and
against all the
two,
entire
1 and
turn.
2.
Yeah,
1 and 2. Yeah.
And Homestead I'm all the entire track.
I don't like 1 and 2 down the bottom because those bumps down there are so unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's so stupid with the way the car reacts there. So I like to do the high side 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 I can go either high or low in 3 and 4.
Versatile. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about Target. So.
I
all
asked you
do.
the question. I asked you the question about you running in that development league. And the guy kind of saying like, "Oh, where have you been? You haven't had any wins on here posted in a long time."
Yeah, because I was in the middle of CRL's break, and Mr. X25 bitch taking my fucking teeth down my fucking throat. So I don't know.
Pain to ask, right?
Huh? Pain in the ass.
To
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? In our hotel, somebody's watching.
Yeah. I will say though, it's been a pleasure racing with you. Though we've had countless battles at Mile and a Half because I'm only good there. But if I know we'll cross paths eventually, hopefully at least.
I'm sure we will.
I know.
I was kind of thinking the last race we had together, I think it was Eldora trucks, and I was actually wanting to I was actually hoping that you had something there, and when I seen that you weren't up to Heathen par at Eldora, so my goal was to try to lap your ass every stage we had.
He's come a long way on dirt racing.
So
from where it used to be.
Let's get something out the air here, okay?
I lapped him five times in a 12-lap race. The first time I ever raced with him on dirt, and that was heat 3.
Oh yeah. So let's get something straight here, okay? I wasn't the slowest person in Eldora. I just kept getting put in stupid fucking situations by the fucking 24 truck.
You were pretty close. Oh, by
Well, you know how
yeah,
you fix that, Heathen, right? You got to get faster.
I had 3rd place, and that's all I had. You two were gone.
Oh man, you just got Heathen. You gotta learn. You know how you say the 24 truck, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I fuck up.
This is always a saying that I've said. You always gotta know everybody's characteristics.
Oh, yeah.
What they're good at, and what they're not. What they're capable of.
Yeah.
Not to be disrespectful to Target, but the Texas race. All right. I know personally Target has a history of 3 and 4. Okay, of getting loose and cutting grass. All right.
Oh, that's the best part.
When
You're a
that
lawnmower.
when that actually happens, I try to be tentative around that situation. No disrespect to you, Target. It's just you gotta learn people's traits in a sense. And if you learn their traits, you won't have an issue with them. You won't get into them. They won't get into you. You won't push the envelope too much in a turn that you know somebody might struggle with. Okay. I hope, Target, you're not taking that the wrong way, brother.
I don't
Target.
think he is. Target's one of the guys who loves constructive criticism.
No,
Loves
I don't.
it.
Absolutely.
Like, 'cause either way, you get to, like, if you tell him what he's doing wrong, that's, helping him get better. So he ain't gonna turn down any constructive criticism.
Oh no, he'll turn it down. I'm sorry, he turned it down to
I've
me.
never. Oh,
I had him. Like we were running at Texas, and he was like burning his front right too much, and I told him I told him something before, go up towards the wall and then arc it down, and he was like, oh, I'll do it my way, blah 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 blah, this and that. I'm like, okay, I'm just saying something, just trying to help the brother out, I'm not trying to tell you how to race or anything like that, but the whole thing with the Texas and thing that he got loose and this and that, that's probably the only other track that I see Target like have a problem coming off a turn, because I raced with him at 3 wide, and I kind of seen that caused a lot of issues for a lot of people at 3 wide, turn 3 and 4. It goes with Blunt. His tendencies, like, you got to be fucking careful around him, because you don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
I know.
All right.
Bitch tits.
Like, he's one, like, his tendencies, like, he'll be fucking, like, first 5 laps, awesome as shit.
Fast as
holding
shit.
his line, but then after the 6th, 10th lap, dude, you got to be careful with him.
He's a weapon.
Because it's a weapon. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that, you just got to be careful around him. And that's the only thing I brought up with, Texas with, me saying with Target, like, his tendencies to me were the 3 and 4, for some reason that turn would actually catch him. And, I kind of thought he would have been okay, because he's actually been showing a lot more better at that turn. Like, I wasn't seeing him in practice and test sessions, like we were running some laps. I didn't see him get loose off of it or anything like that. It's just like he said, it was a freak accident. It came out like that. He got loose and his car got loose, and I was involved in it. And but before I looked the way everybody raced, and I look at it this way: like if I know your tendencies on what happens at certain tracks about you, the racing will be better. Because if I force myself in a turn that I know that you might struggle at, it's not going to be great for me, and it's not probably going to be great for the other person.
Yeah.
Okay. If I know you can hold a line, in this turn, that's where I'm going to push the envelope. That's where I'm going to try to make a pass, because you want to try to make it great, but in a sense, you don't want to try to make it too crazy for yourself and too crazy for the other driver, where if they, make a slip up, you're caught up in it and they're caught up in it as well. So I only try to make passes when I come off the turns. I never try to make a pass going into a turn, or coming off a turn going down the back straight. I never want to dive bomb anybody. Never I want to dive bomb anybody. Um, but on that aspects, like that's how I look at racing when I'm racing with guys that I race with now. I know their tendencies. I know where they're comfortable racing at. I know where they can push it to the limit. And there's a lot of tracks that Target is pushing it to the limit, and he's getting a lot better, in road courses, and I mean, even at Indy, he got he got better at Indy Oval, where he was struggling at that track at first. Even Lagrange shocked me out at Indy Oval, like, that he brung what he brung to the table and everything like that. So, everything's going sky's the limit with everybody. Everybody's getting each other better. Okay. That's what I truly believe, with what we're creating at EMA and what I do at RSR and VLR and other places, that it's making everybody better. And it really is. Like, we had a guy, the other night win his first race with us, MB Wolf. I know that, I raced with him at Talladega and Daytona. He was a, Talladega Daytona guy that I've seen racing there. And, he came in and got a win with us at EMA, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, guys that are capable of winning and putting on a show. Because that's, short, behold, that's what we're achieving, is to get, people out there and race hard and race tough, and, do the best that they can, and people are getting better each time. And like, we have FUD, getting better, Federal, pulling out a win the other night at Michigan, dude. Like, he's doing a whole lot better. And there'll be some tracks where, that he still needs to work on and stuff like that. But I feel like he's getting a lot better, a lot quicker, by each day that he races with certain people. Because if he stays in the bottom where he's at, he will never, try to figure out how can he make himself faster than a Target, than a Lagrange, than a myself, or Heathen, or Flashes.
I raced FUD on this for a long time.
I'd be kind of quite honest, man. I think FUD is faster than Smack. I want to throw that out there, man. Oh, did I say FUD or FUD?
You said FUD.
Fuck. You know what? I want to say FUD too. Shit. Smack better step his game up.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Take that off. Don't put that in there, all right? But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking, man. I think I'm tired, bro.
Well, you ready? You have time for one more quick little session here? X and Target and Lagrange. Picks for this week in NASCAR.
Predictions for the races.
I don't know
New Hampshire.
what series of races.
What, New Hampshire?
Thank
Yep,
God he said it right.
Yeah.
Yes,
New
Target,
Hamster?
I love you. Yes, it's New. If you don't call it New Hampshire, you're dead to me. Just dead to me.
Yeah, I already made that mistake once.
Yeah, he did. He said,
And that was the race you won.
Yeah, it is, because you called it New Hampshire. And I said, fuck you, Lagrange. And you got a speeding penalty. You got a speeding penalty. Yeah.
Oh, what? You talking about for this weekend for the Cup?
Yeah, for NASCAR.
Oh, I'm going Bowman all the way.
Before the 2-week hiatus because of the
I'm going for
Olympics.
Bowman. Bowman's my
All right.
boy. Bowman the
Oh, you have a
showman.
dark horse?
Dark horse?
Yeah, like a shit driver.
Um,
Well, not shit, but someone you don't wouldn't normally be up front every single race.
Di Benedetto.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, we have to talk about that in a minute here, Flash.
I think my dude's probably gonna run some people into the wall after this past week.
Yeah, which we'll get to.
I think he's gonna be very, very, very aggressive. And
Man on a
fuck
mission.
Everybody else.
Target. Who you got for Cup?
Oh. You said Bowman over there. New Hampshire.
And I say Bowman because when Bowman took juniors, when Bowman replaced Junior at New Hampshire, the first year, he was actually in the top 5 in that whole race.
Boy, this is a tough one. I was gonna go with Bowman, but since he already said it, give me KB Cowbush.
Ooh. Okay.
That's a good one.
You really had to say that name?
Who's your dark horse?
Daniel Suarez.
Swerve.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, if they can stop getting shit luck, I think he'll be up there. He's had bad the last 2 weeks, so the tranny issue and then him, you know.
Yeah, that was Ware, I think it was, right? Cody Ware.
America.
Oh, but Atlanta. He got wrecked in Atlanta
Cody
because
Ware.
of Cody Ware on the inside of Ricky
one
Stenhouse.
of the Rick Ware cars.
What they call him? Who called him somebody?
Recky Spinhouse Jr.
Yeah, Kyle Busch called him Recky Spinhouse Jr.
Yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
When did he say that?
He said that not
In
too
an
long
interview?
ago in the interview.
He said that last week, I think.
Yeah, I think it was last week. He was like, "Who's the?" They asked
On
him,
TV.
Who's the one that
Crashes the most, I think, or
crashes the most? I think it was. And that's when he said Recky Stenhouse or
I'm surprised he didn't say Rick
Stenhouse.
Ware Raceway. Rick Ware Racing.
Ricky Spinhouse.
Ricky Spinhouse. That's what it was.
Recky Spinhouse.
Recky Spinhouse with a W.
Oh, Recky Spinhouse.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah,
Bro,
that's a good dark
he
horse.
let Danica
Daniel
go.
Suarez. All right, Lagunge, what's yours?
Lagunge. Well, no, sorry.
Okay.
Guido.
Well, Target kind of took my number 1 choice, so I'm gonna go
Of
with
course, everybody's stealing something.
But if
I already hear it. The number 5.
So do I. He's
Put
gonna
out.
steal my fucking driver.
No, he's gonna go with Hamlin.
I'm not going with the 5. I am gonna go
Thank
with.
Jesus Christ. 24.
Damn, guys.
Byron?
Harvick.
All right, well then I'm just gonna go
What?
with.
No. I'm not picking yet.
Did he say
All right,
24
go ahead.
or the 4?
I didn't pick anybody.
He didn't
He
say
didn't pick
anybody.
anybody yet.
He said, "God damn it, guys!" After he said something.
I don't know. You pick for me then, if you guys know it.
Nope.
No, go ahead, go.
Go ahead.
You're the analyst here.
I'm gonna go with Hamlin, only because
I mean, wait. So you're saying
he's been leading the points all year, and I feel like he's gonna break through. And I just know he just can't go winless the whole year, as good as he's been running.
All right, so what he's telling me right now, Flash, he's saying Denny Hamster is going to win at New Hampshire.
Yep,
But he's scared,
Plus
he's
he's
scared of lobster, though.
yeah,
True.
But that didn't stop him from winning though.
Okay. Who's your dark horse?
I guess we'll go with Chris Busher.
He's been on
Okay.
a hot streak here recently.
Chris
He's been
Buescher.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
You should have said Recky Stenhouse or Spinhouse.
Recky
I
Spinhouse
think
Jr.
Chris Busher. I think he's going to get a good finish. I really do. I think this is the type of track that he'll rebound at. So I think he'll
He's
get.
been
I
faster
think he'll
before.
get. I think you'll watch. I think these Roush cars will actually get top 15, top 10.
Well, I mean, other than Ryan Newman.
Well, not
I'll
him.
be,
I'm talking about.
I'll be honest,
Busher.
man. D Benedetto's gonna win like 3 races in the next coming weeks before the end of the season.
But he would have been
gonna
my other choice.
He's gonna tell the Will brothers. He's gonna tell the Will brothers, "Fuck you guys." Watch, I'm telling you, man.
I could see that happening.
Did you see his
Open.
interview? Did you see his the thing
This
he
thing
said
on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah. He basically told them, "Fuck you guys."
Pretty much.
You know, I'll finish off, but you know what? You guys can shove it up your ass
In a nice way, said that.
in a nice way, yeah.
Where do you think he's gonna go then?
I told you where
I'll
he's
be
going.
honest, he's going to 2311.
I don't know about that one, but
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's very close with Di Benedetto, so.
yeah, that is true.
And I think Kurt Busch is still probably going to stay with Trackhouse
Yeah.
Racing.
Yeah, but that's where Chastain's going, though. Chastain's staying with that team. I almost guarantee it. Chastain's younger. They want youth. They don't want old.
Yeah, but they also want sponsorship,
Yeah.
and you can't beat Monster.
Yeah, Monster! Shout out Monster Energy.
I wish Kurt would be going to Toyota, but that's just me.
I've said for a while he's going to 2311.
Well, Heathen, you want me to pick now, or do you
Yeah.
want to pick first?
He
Okay.
flashes pick.
I'll go with Brad Keselowski. I don't know why. It just hit me when I was looking through the lineup here. And for the dark horse, I am going to go with Reddick.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good choice. I highly
think,
respect that Reddick driver.
Yeah. Yeah.
But didn't
So
respect
my
Chris
turn.
Buescher. That's a damn shame.
No, Reddick, man, Reddick. Like I got into a conversation with K-Rob a couple weeks ago. If Reddick had not Eric Jones, Christopher Bell's car, Reddick would have already had probably 2 or 3 wins.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I think Reddick is a better driver than
Well,
Christopher
I think-
Bell.
I think Christopher Bell's already got 1 win now.
Yeah, he got 1 win because 2 people took each other out.
It's
He
still
won
one
at
win.
Daytona also, but that's
Yeah.
late, so I don't really,
No, he
Still
won.
won.
No,
the course.
it was a road course he won. And he
Well,
only
he won
won.
Daytona road course, but he won a plate track too, though.
No, he did not.
Before that,
He's won one
No.
race.
He's won 1 race.
Oh.
You're
Just
thinking
one
about
cup
Eric
race.
Jones.
Eric Jones. Yep, I'm stupid. Eric
you're
Jones.
thinking
And
about
Eric
Eric
Jones won
Jones.
Darlington.
Yeah, but he won Daytona
So-
also. Eric Jones won
It's not an
Daytona.
easy track
and,
to win, Darlington.
Darlington, no, that's
But
far as fuck.
but that road course win that Christopher Bell got, he only got that because the 2 other guys wrecked each other out.
Right.
So I just think that Tyler Reddick is a lot better driver than Christopher Bell.
I guess we'll
Alright.
find out who'll have the better career.
So before I pick, I want to shout out K-Rob for a second. He messaged me and said, "Dude, X is old. You can't keep him up this late."
Oh, fucker.
Do I dare
One-
pick this driver?
All right. So who else are you picking besides Larson, Heathen?
I'm not picking Larson.
Surprised nobody is.
You're right. I'm picking Kyle Larson.
Is that your favorite driver?
Yes, it is.
I've liked him since dirt.
That's good.
So my dark horse pick. Rick Ware. No, I'm kidding. They won't finish top 35. So
Would Kevin Hart at this point be a dark horse?
I would say so. That's why I
Yep.
didn't pick him for my. I was gonna pick him for my main pick.
Yep.
But I'm like, wait, he hasn't done shit. So we'll go
Especially
with
in
Kevin
Atlanta.
Harvick. We'll go with Kevin Harvick for that. For
That's
my
pretty
dark horse.
sad. That's pretty sad that you guys are You guys are putting him as a dark horse. That's fucked up.
Hey, you don't give respect to Chris Buescher, so we can disrespect the fuck out of Harvick.
That's fucked up. Good.
I mean, he is driving a
Harvick
Roush
is dark.
car.
Yeah, he's driving the Roush car.
A dark horse would have been somebody
Homestead.
like. A dark horse would have been somebody like Chastain or.
Well, I was gonna pick Chastain. I really was gonna pick Chastain, but
Kevin
Target
Harvick's
said
not. Kevin Harvick should not be in a dark horse type of mention. Even though I don't like Kevin Harvick, I just don't think he should be put in a dark horse mention. I'd say people like what we said.
fine, I'll pick
Chastain.
Ross. I'll pick my actual dark horse of Ross Chastain.
I mean, Kevin Harvick this year is having a year like Kyle Busch had last year, so it's just
So
a
is
bad
Hamlin.
year.
Just Hamlin's being consistent.
Just a bad year for Harvick.
Yeah. But with that being said, I want to thank all three of you for your time on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Target,
you.
thank you for getting everybody in here. Getting the extras. Had an amazing time talking to all of you. I know Lagunge was half out of it the whole damn time, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, old man's got to sleep.
Thank
You're
you.
like
I
20
appreciate. Yeah.
You're
I
like,
wouldn't mind-
Thanks
I
for your
wouldn't mind doing
25
this-
though.
I wouldn't mind really doing this again. You guys got to write down in a pamphlet the questions you got to ask next time because I believe
Alright.
you guys could have asked a little tougher questions.
Oh,
there.
yeah, I know. Definitely.
Or some type of better questions going
Yep.
on.
We're working on that slowly, trying to get, because
No disrespect. I'm not trying to
no,
tell you guys how to do your
we
job
like
or
it.
do your
We love the
podcast.
constructive criticism on the podcast. With that being said, though, thank you to Lagunge X Target for doing the podcast tonight.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are good to go then if you want. Me and Flash here gonna finish this up.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was an awesome one. I think it was a great insight to a big part of the NASCAR community and everything that's going on right now.
Yep.
I mean, we have a lot of things going on. Everybody's looking forward to the new game. We touched on that, and I think it was a pretty enlightening evening.
Oh yeah. But Flash, we have to go
Yes.
over CRL this week.
Yes.
Cup race. Who the fuck won? I don't remember. Was it Christian? Super Shifter? And then last night, Cone won. You were actually in the field that night too.
Yes, I was in the field instead of.
Didn't do shit. And tonight, Christian won again. Picks for CRL next week. Actually, Xfinity picks. The Harrison Burton.
Oh, we haven't done it. Oh, yeah. Xfinity's picked. Okay.
Harrison Burton.
Oh, you know what I read? Yo, what I hear about Carl Edwards?
What? Wait, what?
I'll
I
get
heard
that
something
other
about
bird.
Carl Edwards coming back.
What other, Jeb? Is he?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
wait.
Wait.
Where'd you see that at?
Where'd you
Hold
see
on,
that
hold
at? Yeah.
I just remembered seeing it on the new hold on, man. Let me see if this shit is true. Hold on.
Well,
Oh,
while Ash
shit.
looks that up, break news in NASCAR this week. Austin Cindric is taking over the 2 car for Brett Kosky, which we knew he was going to run with Roush next year in the 6 car. But it confirmed that my prediction was correct. He was going to go straight to the 2 car instead of going to 21 this year. But the 21 car is a Ford. Harrison Burton has been a Toyota development driver for years now. And he's going to race for Wood Brothers next year in the Cup Series.
Where the fuck did I see
Yeah,
that?
that was a
at?
shocking move.
Especially, like, he didn't bring any of the Ford drivers up. They brought a Toyota driver up. So, I don't know. I know Jeff Burton and the Wood Brother family have good connection. Well, good, whatever. And, yeah, so
I mean, that is
hopefully-
true. I mean, and Jeff raced a Ford many years in his career, so.
Yep.
That I'm sure helps ease that over with Ford and bringing him along.
it definitely does.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to get the picks for CRL this week, though. We're at Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Chevy, and Chevy. I'm kidding. So there will be no Super Strips this week. He's on vacation, along with Mr. Drake Sr. I would say Cowboy for Cup if I can't pick myself.
Oh man, that's who I was gonna pick. Cup race. I'll go with is Lucas racing?
Wow, fuck you too then, asshole. Fuck. Yes, Lucas should be racing.
I'll pick him then for the cup race.
No, fuck you too then. Xfinity.
I'll pick you for Xfinity.
That I have to pick Lucas because Cowboy's not running Xfinity anymore. So
I'll pick you for Xfinity and you pick Lucas.
You always pick me for Xfinity. Fucking asshole.
Now trucks.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Drake. Jake's gonna be back for Friday. So,
is he?
Yeah, he said Drake be back Friday.
Okay.
I'll pick Drake.
I'll pick.
You gotta pick Gator. No, I pick Drake. I pick Gator.
I was
Hey,
just
look,
about to
alright,
say, I'm
this is
gonna
right here.
pick Gator for that one.
This Carl Edwards makes surprising announcement about returning to NASCAR, and the 2021 schedule provides perfect chance for him for it to happen.
Oh. Sounds like someone else wants to get in on Wait, you said 2021? So that's this year.
No, it was 21, 20, about.
2022 season?
Oh man. Oh shit. I don't know where the fuck I seen it at, man, but hold on.
I see here they're saying that he'll be open to a road course race sometime in the future.
Yeah, maybe it was something like that.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I want to thank Targa for helping us out with the guests this week, and actually, kind of asking to be on the podcast, and I just asked him right after. He was like, we talked about the podcast for like 10 minutes, and then he was like, hey, when you got a spot? I'm like, to Friday. I got a spot.
Friday, boy.
No, it's been a blast tonight getting really to know all you guys more. X, I promise you, next time you're on the podcast, we will have more in-depth questions for you, okay?
All right,
Hey,
man.
you gotta ask him all kinds of weird shit, though.
Oh, I
You know,
will.
like-
I'm gonna ask him what his favorite toe size is for JP.
Oh my
I'm a-
God! Hey,
What?
no,
My
wait,
favorite
wait,
what?
We
Wait,
should ask that.
wait, stop! Don't ever ask anybody that question.
The what? I didn't know what he said.
No, bro. Don't. I'll tell you afterwards, bro.
Let's say it has to do with JP Big Dogs and his fetish
Oh.
toes.
Hey, Heathen.
Yeah.
You ever had a pizza from Wendy's?
No.
Yeah.
What?
A pizza from Wendy's.
Okay, fine. He's trying to trick us. It's not happening, X. I might be young and dumb, but I'm not young and dumb.
What's that?
I
I
have
just
at
asked you if
least
you
one
ever
brain
had a
cell.
pizza from Wendy's.
They don't sell pizza at Wendy's.
Wendy's nuts hit your face.
Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking God. With that all being said, I've been your host, Ethan Lost on the
Perfect way to end
Thank
Thank you to our sponsors, Northeast Texas Storm Chasers.
Northeast Texas Storm Chasers is a small group made up of 5 chasers throughout the Northeast Texas region. Cover any and all severe weather events that affect their area, no matter if they are out in the field or behind a phone on the couch. You can guarantee that this group keep you and your family safe and prepared for all modes of severe weather. For more info and or questions, please visit their Facebook page, Northeast Texas Storm Changers, and be sure to click that like button. Thank you for supporting our podcast.
And Viking Matco.
Viking Matco is one of the top suppliers of timber mat products for the construction industry in North America. Our new and used timber mats, hardwood access mats, Timber crane mats and swamp mats provide support and stability for any project.
And thank you to Target X and Legos for the podcast tonight. Stanley, love you.
Thank
See you
you.
back, brother.
Well,
We'll be back next week.
When these nuts hit your face.
I fucking hate you.
Lonely, lonely, lonely.